Hello everybody, and welcome back to At Home in the 1800s, presented by the McCarl Coverlet Gallery. Today we are going to be venturing back into the 1900s again, and we're going to be doing part 2 of the Suffrage Cookbook. So today is actually a pretty significant date in the history of the timeline of women gaining the right to vote. So on June 11th, 1920, Alice Paul's National Women's Party picketed outside of the Republican National Convention at the Chicago Coliseum. So what are they picketing? At this point, the Susan B. Anthony Amendment, what we know now as the 19th Amendment, was up for ratification. Republicans in Delaware had just rejected ratification of the amendment, and the Republican contingencies in Vermont and Connecticut refused to call special segments in the legislature to discuss and pass the amendment. So we needed to get to 37 different states ratify the amendment in order for it to pass. This hadn't been happening, so what the National Women's Party do is try to push people along a little bit. The picketing itself is not something new. National Women's Party really famously picketed on the front steps of the White House from 1917 to 1919. Suffragettes were actually arrested for blocking traffic, even though they were actually peacefully protesting in a legal manner. They were thrown in jail. They were treated as political prisoners, held and force-fed when they went on hunger strike. This was instrumental in the passing of the amendment in the first place, too. So as we move along, there are many steps we get to from passage to ratification. So June 11th, picketing at the Republican National Convention. So today, in honor of the anniversary, we're going to cook another recipe from the Suffrage Cookbook, the potato omelet. And we really just want to take some time and commemorate the hard work of women across the centuries who put in countless amounts of time and energy and labor to try to achieve the vote for women, and not just white women, women across racial divides too. So while white women get the right to vote in 1920, Black women across America are not going to have these same rights and are going to continue to fight in civil rights movements to try to attain universal suffrage for people across color lines. So with that, let's take some time and we're going to go over the recipe for the potato omelet. Okay, so we're going to start for this recipe. You're going to need 3 potatoes, going to need 5 eggs, half an onion, some butter, some lard, and some salt and pepper or whatever you want to season with. So the first thing we're going to do is shred our potatoes, and we're going to cut up our onions and get that ready to cook. So I already have, starting here, I have my butter and my lard getting ready to get heated up, and then let's cut up our vegetables. Is hot. What we're going to do is take our potatoes and our onions, put them in, and start to brown them up. We're going to take our eggs, which we then beat so they look like scrambled eggs, and we're going to go and pour it on top of here and mix it up nice. All right, so the recipe says to flip your omelet in the meantime. In the recipe itself, it doesn't have a lid. So what I'm just gonna do, because I am not a pro at flipping omelets, you can ask my husband how I do with pancakes. I'm just gonna keep the lid on and let it cook through. So this one doesn't have any cheese in the recipe, but this is a place if you wanna put your cheese on top and let it melt, now would be a good time. All right, so we've taken our omelet out, we've plated it, I have some cheese on top of it. It's not the prettiest omelet, but alas, there it is. So I hope you enjoyed this episode at Home in the 1800s. Subscribe to our channel below and join us next week for some hot tips on how to keep cool on a summer day in the 1800s. Thanks, and have a great day.